Hi, this is Sean Weaver with Six String Country, and in this lesson we'll be taking a look at a classic Chet Atkins arrangement. This is a collection of 3 Stephen Foster songs which Chet recorded and arranged for solo guitar on his first real record. He'd done a few singles before that and also played with the Carter sisters and done a lot of sideman work, but way back from Chet's first real album in 1952, Galloping Guitar. So this is what that's off of, and it's in open A flat tuning. So that's just open G tuned up a half step, and it's for electric guitar. Go ahead, and if you have a guitar with a Bigsby arm on it or a vibrato of some kind, that will come in handy, and we'll get into the tune from there. So as we mentioned before, this is in open A flat tuning, which is open G up a half a step. So you can also play this in open G, and for the sake of simplicity, a lot of times I do, although I tune my guitar up today just for the sake of authenticity. And this is really the key that I believe that Chet recorded in, either that or the tape speed fluctuated or something like that. But if you listen to the original record, it is definitely in the key of A flat. He may have been, also you could tune to open G and put your capo on the first fret, but I wanted to avoid that also because it's a little more straight ahead to play it without a capo. 6 strings together, that sounds like this. But you're not going to strum them all together in one quick succession like that. You're going to gradually arpeggiate it, and I took some painstaking detail to try to give you at least as close to the most accurate transcription. As far as I know, this has never been transcribed or published anywhere else, so congratulations, you've got access to something that's pretty unique here in the tablature below. But on the original recording, I believe that Chet actually goes 6th string, 5th string, you'll see this in your tablature, and that he skips the 4th string and then follows through with the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So I think he actually, if you're going completely scientifically by what he does on Galloping Guitar, I think it's pattern. The good news is you're going to have a lot of open strings and a lot of bars, and the left-hand patterns in this will be fairly straight ahead. There's some things going on fairly intricate with the right hand, and I am considering this an advanced electric fingerstyle guitar piece. It certainly is. There's a lot going on in this, but in terms of the left hand, it'll be somewhat straight ahead. So the things to focus on here are the groove, the tuning, the feel, trying to channel Chet Atkins' genius here. So you walk in, and then you're going to be at the double bar line. This will lead us up to measure 3, but it's really like the beginning of the first tune. And the melody will be... So that's just going to be all with your second finger. You can use any finger you want because all the other strings are going to be open. But it's going to be open 5th string and open 1st string. And then open 4th string and really open 3rd string. I want to say a few words. So moving on with Masses in the Cold, Cold Ground. And this will be in measure 19. We'll be getting started again. So remember, we've been coming out of measure 17 and 18. From there, we're just going to go to the 4 chord again, and that'll be in measure 19. And then again, it'll just be bar at the 5th fret. And you'll have your first finger, first string and 2nd string. He harmonizes it. And then the bass will be 5th string, 4th and 3rd, there's a strum. 6th string, 4th and 3rd, there's a strum. So that's measures 19 and 20. So bass pattern will be pretty straight ahead, and above that you just got, and then to the 3rd and the 2nd string at the 7th fret, and I used my 3rd finger and my pinky to do that. I used my 3rd finger on the 3rd string at the 7th fret and my pinky on the 7th fret at the 2nd string, and then I released the bar again on beat 3, so 3rd string and 2nd string. So everything is right on the beat. Okay, then we go into measure 21, and it'll be the 1st string and the 2nd string open, followed by the 2nd string and the 3rd string open in measure 22. So your bass pattern again will continue to be 5-4-6-4 with a strum. So it'll be like, recalling that the strum is moving with your thumb through, hitting the 3rd string. So okay, so then we move on to measures 23 and 24, and this you're still out of the sound of the 1 chord. By the 1 chord, I mean whatever key you're in. I'm in the key of A flat, so the sound of the A flat chord. If you were in open G tuning, the sound of the G chord. But what is doing some different things on the left hand. He's got his 3rd finger at the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and the pinky at the 5th fret on the 1st string, and then moving back to the index finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, keeping the pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So that's planted there. So it's okay, and there's a strum on beat 2, but not on beat 4 in measure 23. So put those together. Then in measure 24, it's your bass pattern is 5-4-6-4, and the strum is on beat 4. And so this begins the 2nd tune in the medley, and this is Nellie Bly. That's the Stephen Foster tune this is. Just assume it's a 3-string bass pattern unless I specify differently. So starting with that, with measure 35, we'll start out, and it's just back in the open position, open 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 6th string, and you're just gonna have the index finger move up to the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So the melody will be, and then in measure 37, it goes 1st fret of 2nd string to the open 1st string to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and you're going to pull off. And follow that with the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Okay, and that's going to be part, you're going to probably want the 3rd finger there because you're going to be into this chord shape, which now is familiar to us. Remember, that's just the 5-7 chord in this altered tuning. So the bass, it's what we talked about. We've been starting on the 5th, when we're on like at measure 35, we're on the A flat chord or the G chord if you're in open G. We're starting on the 5th string. So what pattern is that going to be again? Just let's remind ourselves. It's going to be 5-4-6-4, and you'll see the strums in the tab, okay? Then we go to measure 38, and we go to the 5/7 chord, and the first note is the low 6th string. So what's the bass pattern going to be? It's going to be 6/4/5/4. So starting on the A flat, moving now to the E flat 7. So that's all. It's just like, it's like your thumb is literally just moved down by one string, but the pattern is still, the pattern is not entirely symmetrical because there's no 7th string on the guitar. So, but yeah, I mean, you've got it in your mind by this point what the pattern is. So add in the melody and add in the bass. Okay, so I took you through measure 37 before, but when you get into 38, you remember we've set up for this 5/7 shape. So everything is out of that left-hand formation, and it's just going to be on your melody will be sustaining from the and of 4 that you got on measure 37, and you'll have on the and of 3 your 2nd string, which will be, fingers are already there, and it's the first finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Moving on with this 3rd tune in the medley. This is Camptown Races, and this will be starting at measure 67, right there after that big 5/7 chord we just did in the previous section, and there's a double bar line, so that's where we're starting. Okay, so the melody will start out again on the 1st string to the 2nd string, to the 2nd fret, to the open string. So it's very simple. It's all quarter notes, followed by a half note. And your thumb pattern, just like we've been up to this point, will continue onward. Basically, when we start out on the 5th string, they're 3-note bass patterns. So 5/4/6/4. There are strums on these, but you'll see those in the tab. So put it together. And that looks and maybe sounds really simple if you just do, like, for example, those. There are very difficult, challenging parts in this arrangement, but like if you were to isolate this is another thing about the genius of Chet. If you were to just isolate those 2 measures and play it, you'd go, well, that's pretty straight ahead. It's almost like a beginner exercise. And maybe it is. Here's the thing. This is the genius of Chet, and this is the thing that we keep trying to, I mean, all of us, myself included, are still trying to live up to this gold standard. His genius transcended whether something was hard to play on the guitar or not. It's that when he played, his touch and his sense of time and his groove and everything about the sound that he was getting was perfect. Fine. We're just going to go through the 5/7 chord again. And we'll pull off there from the 1st fret and the and of 4 of measure 69. And that's on the 2nd string to the open 2nd string to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Okay, so, but that chord shape is identical to what we've already been using. So, and then on the measure 70, this will be, we're going to stay with that. And then on the and of 3, we're going to slide into position again. And it'll be those. It'll be sliding into position with your index finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and your pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And I slide in from 2 frets below, from the 1st and 3rd to the 3rd and 5th. It's a grace note. You're not really counting that in time, but it's just happening on the and of 3. So it sounds like this when I put it in context. Starting at the beginning of Camptown Races, this will be measure 67 moving forward.